Alright guys, so what we're doing here, got a fellow veteran here that he's blind. How did you get blind, boss?
It was from an eye retina surgeon that had a bad operation that went wrong, and I lost my sight from it. It was I went in for an eye injection that they were treating me with, and his colleagues were usually doing them, but he decided, I guess he was going to do it this time, and I don't know if he was just having a bad day or what. When they sat me down in his chair, the nurse just told me to wait there. Next thing I know, he was behind me, and the doctor that came to, the main doctor, he came to the door behind me, and he says, yelling out, "I'm warning you, I'm gonna hurt you." And I didn't know who he was talking to because he was behind me. Jesus. And the nurse that was there with him steps behind me and she says, "Doctor, should I put some of this?" And he said, "Let me see it." I said, "No." "Well, should I put some of this?" She said, "No. Just stand over to the side and shut up." Then he's standing next to me and he says, "I'm warning you, I'm going to hurt you. This is going to hurt you." And the next thing I know, that injection that he had, he pushed it down into my eye, which made my eye pop. And I felt that needle going deep into my eye. And I yelled out, "Aye, I can feel it." And he pulled the needle out. He said, "A couple of more seconds, I would have had it all the way to the back of your eye."
What the hell is this problem?
Yeah.
Wow.
He said, he tells me, "Sit back down, I'm going to do your other eye." And I said, "No." And then the nurse jumped out in front of me and said, "Mr. Clark, what are you doing?" I said, "Am I bleeding?" And she said, "Yes, let me take the clip off your eye and put you some gauze to stop the bleeding." So she did that, and by the time I turned around to find where the doctor was to talk to him, to find out what's going on, he was already out of the office. And I said, "Where did the doctor go?" He said, "Oh, he left." But she told me, "You can go up front and make another appointment." And I said, "No, I'm not coming back." But when I left there, I couldn't see anything.
Wow.
He popped my eyeball, and it just went bad from there on.
Jesus.
And I didn't want to go back to him, and I didn't want to, go through that experience again of them sticking that needle like that in me.
And where was this at again?
Here in Corpus Christi at Dr. Campbell's office on Saratoga.
Wow. Wow, okay. So, the reason I asked that is because you have developed a technique to label your fish bites so you know which flavors you're going to be using that day and so forth, correct?
Yes.
Roger that. So, he was talking about it the last time he was here at my shop. Which one should we start with? I have Powerline shrimp.
With the shrimp, sounds good.
Okay, I'll grab a bag of that. So, there you go.
Okay.
Bag right there.
Okay. I feel the bag, and I feel the Ziploc area on top, where I know that's the top.
Yeah.
And I can feel it because it's like that. So on the one corner of the bag, I can take these bump dots, as I call them, a bump dot, and they're like just a little sticky deal. You take them off real easily, and you can place them on just about anything, and you can put it like on here in this plastic, and it'll stick to it, just like that. And when I know I want shrimp, I can feel that corner, and it's got one bump, and I know that is shrimp.
Nice. So that works for the shrimp flavor. How would you do it if, like, obviously they have shrimp, Powerline, the flesh pea, electric chicken. How would you like?
Then the next one, if I get a different flavor, I can take 2 bump dots and put 2 bump dots on it, and I know that that would be, say like a crab. I'll put 2 bump dots in, and then I know 1 is for shrimp and 2 is for crab.
All right, so I got the electric chicken shrimp here.
Electric chicken shrimp, okay,
Yeah.
electric chicken shrimp. And here is still, so we're gonna put 2 bump dots on it. There's 2. 2 bump dots. You can put them side by side or however you want to feel them. But that makes it real easy to come back and just find the electric chicken. Electric chicken is 2 bump dots.
Okay, and then crab.
And then the crab.
I got the. That way they don't fall.
And then the crab one, we're going to use 3 bump dots. And bump dots sometimes they not always in a bump. They're sometimes in different shapes, but you can always put whatever shape you want on there to know what's what.
So could you do shrimp on one side and then crab on the other, and then kind of repeat the process? So like with the 2 dots on the right for electric chicken shrimp, and then go 2 bump dots on the left for electric chicken crab.
Yes, like this one right here. I felt a different bump dot, but I went in and put it on there anyway. But there's three. So I know that one is like you said. This one was crab.
That is crab. Yeah.
This is crab. So that's a crab one. 3 bump dots, but the middle one is like a leg, a crab leg.
There you go.
So I can get reminded by that.
All right. So it'll take you. Well, I mean, you're used to using the bump dots, so you can remember this quickly. But when you got a lot of them, that's when I guess getting reminded of them for a little bit to remember that, or
No,
I mean,
it's pretty easy to remember, huh? You know,
there you go.
if you go back and just think, okay, well, 1 was shrimp, and 2 was the electric chicken, and 3 was the crab.
Yeah. And then you would go 4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6, yes.
Well, that is, because he said I can put bump dots on my bags to remind him which bags were which and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty. That's different. That is, I mean, but again too, your sensory of touch and feel are also increased because that's what you primarily use too.
Right.
So I can totally understand because I'm always using my fingers for spool and braid and stuff like that too. So there you go. Nice. Well, I'll let you have these 3 bags as a thank you for demonstrating that for me, because I know there's a lot of guys that have difficulty seeing and stuff like that still fish. And primary example right here. So this is a thank you for meeting you.
Okay, well, thank you, and I'm going to let you have these bump dots so you can.
There you go. Yeah. So I can make my own there.
Thank you.
That is awesome. Awesome. Well, what years did you serve, bro?
80. In 80, when I went in 80.
Mm-hmm.
And I did like 6 years total, but 26 years of service.
Holy. So more than some of y'all been alive.
Yeah.
And also, I made him some whiting rigs or perch rigs right here. They're single hook systems. And what we did was we put a piece of fish bite on it as well. Let's see right here. So you got your swivel, and you got your hook right there, and your snap swivel right there. Nice little simple rig, but so he can go out there and catch bait, so he can use to target the bigger fish.
Yes.
We got him set up on that. All right. do appreciate it, boss. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's going fishing.